Hi, Daniil. Nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you too.
So, it's great to meet you at KotlinConf 2026. What I wanted to ask you about is what is AI's impact on how we teach programming?
So AI impacts a lot on our current state in education because we can see that there are a lot of moves in the development itself, and it also should be reflected on the education because we want to prepare real developers for their future in the development forum. Also, I can say that we need to be prepared to make new approaches with the help of AI, but still concentrate also on the fundamentals and basics in the program itself because we need to have like a basis for the understanding of the students, but in the same time give them new opportunities with the help of AI.
Yeah, absolutely. And those fundamentals are so important, aren't they? So, do you think that developers need new skills to succeed in the era of AI?
Yeah, I think so. The first really important skill is to asking questions because we know that, for example, previously we Googled a lot and it also was a really crucial skill for us. But in this time, the response from the models, the responses from the tools really corresponds to what we're asking. And it's like a skill we need to teach them. You can't just try it yourself and understand that you are a good question asker.
That's true. And how do you cope with when the answers might not be right?
What do you mean?
So AI can hallucinate, and if you're learning to program, you might not know whether it's giving you good advice or it's just giving you generic advice.
Yeah, in this case, we still think that we need to have some tasks and exercises that are predefined and have some solutions that are agreed with teachers, other developers. Also, this is a tricky moment that the students also need to understand that tools and LLMs can hallucinate. Be careful with it and understand that they still need to somehow prove the results of the LLM and validate them.
Excellent. I love that. So I like projects for people to practice with when they're learning. So I really love to hear that learn by doing and they need projects. What do you then see as AI's impact on teaching methods?
On the teaching methods, we have a lot of impact from the AI. First of all, we can see that there are new approaches that are personalizing education itself. And also, we can see it as a reflection from the development. In the development, we're looking for the changing of the program in itself. If previously we had, for example, SDLC approach, software development lifecycle, now it's becoming more AI's lifecycle. Like we're doing some stuff with the help of AI, and it's like a new skills, how to work with agents, how to work with LLMs, how to ask the questions. And it reflects on the methods we're using for education. So we're trying new approaches, we're trying new tools, we're trying new classes that are probably partially focused on the AI or fully. They also need to understand how to build their own AI agents, for example, because now it could be like, it could look like a mystery box, some black box, and they are just using it without like really understanding what is going on under the hood. And we want to bring them such understanding what actually LLMs and agents do.
Excellent. So you mentioned asking questions as being important a couple of times there.
Yeah.
Do you have any like top 1 or 2 tips on how to ask good questions to an LLM?
Yeah. In our talk, we will present like one tool as an example. There are many tools to practice your skills in the prompting and asking questions. We present a tool called Perplex. It's a tool that won an award from the Meta last year, and it is dedicated mostly about writing the prompts on the existing code. So it works in the vice versa direction. If in the work we're mostly trying to write the code and then getting the output from the LLMs, in this direction you have other experience. You are trying to describe the code already written, and then it will be checked on the correctness and also on the abstraction levels, like are there enough information for solving this task? Are it too detailed or not enough detailed in such directions? And there are many tools and many approaches in this sphere. So yeah, we think that it's just a field for exploration yourself, because you can use any tool. Like previously we had a lot of tools to educate ourselves in programming languages. For now, we have also different kind of tools for this purpose.
Cool, I look forward to that talk. So how can AI-driven tools enhance learning for students?
It can enhance it a lot. For now, the most interesting thing in the education that we have personalized help for the students. always the most problem in the education that all the students get stuck in some problem and don't know how to proceed next. And in the sphere, in the era of AI, we have opportunity to have personalized help in the face of AI if it's set up well and if it's familiar with a specific topic or theme. We will get really good answers from it and will really help have personalized help. But on the other hand, we see a lot of opportunities to check our code, to check our approaches, even not about just writing the code. Agents for now and tools can give us opportunity to learn how to teach and learn architectural design, for example, test-driven development, more abstract things, high level. And it's a really good opportunity because previously it really depends on the real world experience and your own experience during the real world work.
Yeah, you're spot on there with how useful it can be for helping individuals learn. I have to admit, my 2 kids are going through exams at the moment, and I've been helping their school exams because some of what they're doing in, say, mathematics, it's 30 years since I did that. So I've had to cheat and use an LLM to remind me of the topic so I can help them with their revision. So, Daniil, what do you see as the key role that AI can play in developer education?
The first, as I already mentioned, is personalized help. But on the other hand, it is a really good companion for us nowadays. It can help them to understand new approaches and new concepts in the programming without exactly writing the code. As I mentioned before, for example, in architectural design or test-driven development. If we really want to focus on the architectural design, we probably don't need to write exactly the code pieces. And we want to define some system that will write code on the face of us. We will be focused mostly on the more high-level things.
And it's not limited to junior developers, is it? That can apply to all of us no matter what level of experience we have.
Yeah. It's even not limited in any case. So you can think about it in any direction. For example,
Well, I've been having fun using it to learn new programming languages and to learn new frameworks. How about you?
To learn new frameworks. Yeah, it's a good thing. But in frameworks, we have some tricky moment. For example, in some frameworks, you're really tied to the code pieces and you're really tied to understanding what is going on with, for example, coroutines in Kotlin, with the multi-threading models, multi-threading programming. But yeah, in some direction, it could work. For example, if you want to understand how to work actually, for example, with agents, here we have a really good opportunity to not write the exact tools. We still can define it by the, for example, existing tools called agents, and be concentrated on the workflow of the agent. For example, how tools will be used in the workflow graph, or how we can specify our strategy for the agent.
All right, awesome. Thank you, Daniil. How can people best follow you?
For example, you can follow our website or LinkedIn profile for myself, Daniil Karol on LinkedIn, or education research team at JetBrains. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you.